First, a reminder of what the European is. I know some of you are European citizens, so I guess they know what the European Union is, but some of you may not be so familiar with the way the European Union works. But a very brief reminder. Then go to what I see as the main challenges of the European Union, and then maybe say a few words of what I actually do at the moment as the Secretary General, the coordinator of the French Presidency in New York, which is coordinating all the activities of the 27 members of the European Union in the framework of the General Assembly and the United Nations. So first of all, I guess all of you know that the European Union at the moment counts 27 countries. Did you all know that? Okay. It's therefore an area. It's also an area with 495 million citizens, which makes it much larger than the US, for example. And it is probably the largest free market in the world. Of course, you have countries with more inhabitants, etc., but you have to remember that the average purchasing power of a European citizen is comparable to that of the US or any other, or Canada or any developed country. So it's a huge market with a free travel, free trade within this market. And we even have within the European Union something called the Schengen Agreement, which means that not all of us, but a majority of the EU countries have signed an agreement by which you no longer have any borders in between the countries. And if you get a visa for one of the countries of the Schengen Agreement, then you can travel from Germany to Italy, etc., without ever having to show your passport, etc. It's really a free travel area. On the institutions of the European Union, as you may know, we have the European Parliament, which is elected by all the by referendum or by election by all the members of the European Union. We have the Council of the European Union, which is the meeting of all the heads of states and government of the European Union, which is in fact the government of the European Union. And then you have councils of all the ministers, specialized ministers in environment, finance, etc., which they meet regularly, 4 times a year. Two formal meetings and 2 informal meetings. And then you have the European Commission, which is in a way the executive body of the European Union, which makes sure to implement all the decisions of the European Council. So the presidency of the Council is on a rotating basis. We change every 6 months. And at the moment, as you may know, it is France, which is exercising the presidency for the 2nd semester of 2008. Before us, it was Slovenia. After us, it will be the Czech Republic, and after that, Sweden. What are the challenges of the European Union? I mean, the European Union on its own is a permanent challenge, because we have been growing in 50 years from 6 countries to 27, and we still have 3 candidates waiting, and we have a lot of people knocking on the door, so we have to adapt all the time to a new situation. One of the main challenges is strengthening the institutions of the European Union. As you may know, we had an attempt 2 years ago to have a new constitution of the European Union. The main improvements would have been to have an elected president, a person which would have been elected for 2.5 years, renewable. So de facto we would have had a president for 5 years instead of having this rotation every 6 months, which of course does nothing for continuity in the policies of the European Union. But as you may know, France and the Netherlands voted against this new constitution. Then we tried to have a less ambitious treaty in Lisbon last year. But then again, most countries chose not to go to a referendum and had it adopted by their parliament. But Ireland chose to vote, have a referendum, and the Irish people voted against it. Therefore, this treaty, for the time being, cannot come into force, and we're still with the old institutions, which is a pity because besides having a president, we would have had a real foreign service in with the new institutions. We would have had new rules for the majority, for decision making, with a relative majority instead of unanimity, because it becomes more and more. Some of the decisions are being taken already with a qualified majority. But on all the important issues, you have to have a majority of the 27, unanimity of the 27 countries, which makes things very, very difficult. So we hope that somehow we will find a way for the Irish people to be able to vote again on the Lisbon Treaty, and then we can go forward.